But changing topics, the Premier League was back this past weekend. Amazing, amazing stuff. We finally have stuff to watch here in the US on our Saturdays and Sunday mornings. But it wasn't all, cheers and joyfulness for all the teams. United lose 2-1 to Brighton, and to be honest, they look pretty awful. They don't look like they've progressed. They don't look like they've changed their style too much. They pretty much need help everywhere. Like, if we keep it 100, like, the midfield is trash. They can't recover the ball. They can't hold the ball. They can't create chances for their top players, for their attackers. And their attackers are just not on form either. Rashford hasn't been good enough. Bruno Fernandes hasn't assisted in what seems like forever. Sancho has been a flop with United. And I know it can't all be put on him, the system and all the turmoil and all the, different coaches and all that. But Sancho has not lived up to the billing with all the hype that he came from Dortmund. Ronaldo wants out. That's a sour situation. One of the club legends wanting out. A lot of, changes. Coach wants to play a certain way. Does Ronaldo fit in there? Another club doesn't want him. They don't want to play the wages. Like, it's a weird situation to have Ronaldo wanting out, the team being in turmoil, and not many clubs wanting Ronaldo at the wages that he demands. It's just such a tricky situation. But one thing that can be said is that United are nowhere near able to compete. They're just nowhere near. They're nowhere near where they need to be. Like, whether it be the board, whether it be the players, whether it be the scheme, like, they are so far away from being an elite team. Like, it's very alarming to see United this bad and, like, not really progressing or showing any signs of improvement over, like, a period of 5 years. Because they were kind of up and down. Mourinho gave them a little bit of success, and that's one of the mistakes that they made back like 4 or 5 years ago, letting Mourinho go when he kind of has a project and he has a track record, and they should have trusted him. And, every time you look back at what Mourinho said when he was at United, he keeps being proven right. But ever since Mourinho left 4 or 5 years ago, it's just been like no glory for United. They haven't won a championship in forever. They haven't really competed at all since he left. Like, I know they had second place with like 2 years ago, but they were like a distant second place or third place. Like, they were not really in the title race, regardless of their finish or of their table finish. They weren't really in the race. They've never really been in the race since Murillo left, and it's been awful, dude. It's just trash. I feel for United fans. I feel for everyone in that situation. Like, I'm sure these guys, they're not bad guys. Like, Sancho looks like such, every time he plays for England, and I see videos of players react on England's channel for the national team on YouTube, it's like, damn, he seems like a good guy. He seems like a guy that just, enjoys his football and, like, wants to have fun. And Rashford, he's done so much charity, and he's, like, fed people during the pandemic, and he's such a charitable guy, and he seems to, like, stand up against racism, have a voice, represent, the Premier League at its highest level, and, like, social issues, and, just being a guy in the community. He seems like he's a great guy, but on the field, he just can't get it right. He just can't make a difference, and he hasn't made a difference in what seems like forever. And Fred and Mctominay, like, I'm sure they're good people too, but they're just not good enough. They're just not good enough for United, and there needs to be some changes. And, like, we've been saying this forever, so it's just, when is it going to happen? When are they going to turn the corner? It just seems like coach after coach after coach, signing after signing is just not getting fixed. So, like, what do? Like, at this point, like United just seem to be sinking and sinking and sinking. So I don't know where they go. Like, right now they're talking about bringing Rabiot to fortify their midfielder. And if you've seen Rabiot with PSG, he was pretty good. He was decent. He wasn't bad. With Juventus, he's been a big disappointment. He's slow. He looks, like, not just slow in his movement, but slow in his decisions, slow with the ball on his foot. And, it just makes me appreciate Real Madrid so much more. Just having that midfield of Cruz and Modric and Casemiro, and having Valverde and all the signings that we've made, Cavaminga, like it's just I'm so I'm so happy to be a Real Madrid fan, and how they're able to just keep cycling through these generations, and how they were actually able to succeed after Ronaldo left, and retool the roster and keep winning, keep being an important team. Because you see these other great teams um just struggle, have these cycles, have these like generation cycles, like 10 plus years where they're not relevant, and United are deeply entrenched in that cycle right now. They're definitely one of those teams where you're like, damn, what happened to these guys? They used to be so historic. They used to be mainstays at the top of the table, winning leagues, competing for every cup, and now they're you're just like, yo, what's wrong with this team? And like I'm thinking of Milan, United, like there's like even Barcelona a little bit right now with like they can't even pay their players. They're threatening to sue their own players. Like it's tough seeing teams go through this. So it's a shame that United's going through this. It's a shame. It's a shame that Ronaldo's going through this in his last few years. You would like to see him, even if you're not a Ronaldo fan, you would like to see one of the greats, go to a team, like retire at the top or competing. Like I want to see Messi versus Ronaldo in the Champions League again. And Ronaldo's not in the Champions League this year. It doesn't look like he's gonna get a move to a team in the Champions League. It's just, what's gonna happen with United, guys? How do you fix United? Like how? Like I'm gonna tell you this: Rabiot's not the solution, and Fred and Mctominay are not the solution. And how do you fix this? How do you fix United? Like, do they need a like Maguire? Maguire's like they bought him for 80 million. That's insane. And De Gea has regressed. He doesn't look like the keeper that he once was. So yeah, Eric Ten Hag, he has a full plate. He definitely has a full plate. He has a tough task at hand, and we'll see how he progresses. We'll see how he handles it. I do rate him as a good coach. I do rate him. I do think that he's a man for the job. If anyone could fix this, I really believe in him. But United need to get active these last few weeks of the transfer market. They need to sign some people. They need to like just throw money at the problem and just hope that it fixes itself once you get some quality players in there. Hope that the system that he brings with him picks up once they get more quality players. But right now it's ugly. It's tough. Yeah, it's just not good. Not good to start losing against Brighton at home. And if they lose that Brentford away this next weekend, then it could get uglier.